BB851, turn right, heading 180. 14 Papa, turn right 245, report localizer established 27.
Another new airline within the aviation industry, and this time within Japan, known as Air Japan, and it will be a subsidiary of All Nippon Airways, them being a primary carrier within the global aviation industry that play a crucial role in short-haul and long-haul services around the globe. The new airline is expected to operate medium to long-haul services, meaning unlike your typical short-haul subsidiaries we often see launched, this will strictly fly, or should I say exclusively fly, with wide-body aircraft. In fact, they'll fly with just one aircraft type at the moment, that being the Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner, and a launch is expected towards the end of the 2023 fiscal year, around about the third quarter. That means we should see Air Japan launch with customers in late 2023, potentially extending into early 2024, of course permitting regulatory approval and much more. At the end of the day, we're still very much in the early stages of the creation of this airline. The prospect of the airline is very intriguing, with the launch being relatively fresh. We haven't learned a whole lot about the airline, to say the least, say specific cabin products and especially the route network, which will definitely come with time, as Air Japan refines their specific brand, with of course the help of All Nippon Airways. However, ultimately the goal is to pursue sustainable growth and, in addition, respond to the various market trends that are present and more, hoping to ultimately get the best possible results out of the airline moving forward. Of course, the first thing that you may notice is the name, Air Japan. It's very similar to your Air Canada and Air France. It immediately allows the consumer to understand where the airline is based. Of course, that being Japan, and it does hit home for what their network will comprise of in the future. Of course, though, right now we don't have select destinations, but we know they're going to be based out of Japan. While you heard me mention earlier, we also hadn't learnt a lot about the inside of the 787s with Air Japan. What we do know is they're going to be spacious, with the Japanese-based airline also looking towards the best possible prices for its customers. What they've earmarked is low-cost fares, but they won't be adopting a full low-cost airline model. That means while people will be paying cheap to fly on these 787 Dreamliners, they'll not be compromising when it comes to service on board the aircraft. It's an interesting model that will definitely need further examining as time goes on. There's been also a lot of discussion online surrounding the general success rate of new businesses, and especially this one, and whether you could argue it's required in current market conditions. Obviously, we know there's a lot of growth in the Asian sector, especially for long-haul services, but what we do also know is that the market recovery there has been very slow since the emergence of the global pandemic. Potentially, though, with a launch in 2023 to early 2024, you'd definitely like to think that the market in Asia would have recovered to at least pre-pandemic levels. On top of that, there's been a lot of people questioning whether the airline will truly be able to break through, given it's very similar to the recently launched Zip Air. This new airline, being a subsidiary of ANA, is definitely going to face several challenges in the next 3 or 4 years, especially once it gets off the ground. And if it does get off the ground, that's when the true trying times are going to set in. I think one of the biggest things, though, to probably get past, and this has been widely agreed over on Twitter, is that of the name, Air Japan, but they don't have anything to do with Japan Airlines. Rather, actually All Nippon Airways. Definitely something that is going to take some time. What are your thoughts, though, on the newly announced Air Japan? Do you believe there'll be a resounding success in the market and have an established network in the coming years with those 787s? You can let me know down below in the comments, the perfect place to start a dialogue. Thanks very much for watching. I'll continue to keep you updated over the years with the development of Air Japan, whether they're a resounding success or whether they encounter difficulties. Stay tuned, and thanks for watching.